Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Flashing Badger podcast yet again. My name is Gordon. We're joined by my friends.
I'm Wegs.
I'm Fitz.
I'm Mike.
And today we are going to be playing a game called Everyone is John. The game has been written by a guy called Michael Sullivan. We're using his rules from back in 2002, but it's one of those games that you can find lots of places on the internet. Check out Drive-Thru RPG and have a look there. The premise of the game is that everyone plays the same character. They're being voices in the head of a guy called John. Join us, see what adventures we get up to. Right, thanks for joining us this episode. We are playing Everyone is John today, and we're playing it in a vaguely 007 spy-themed world in celebration or commiseration of James Bond going to Amazon now. Seems like a good time to get on board the James Bond train. Before we start, though, I'd like to read a review of a previous podcast. This is about our 40k episode. It's from Black Sword, and his review reads, "Only one thing to say, Shanadar."
Shanadar!
Thanks, Fitz. I was going
We've
to say,
awoken Fitz.
Black Sword, thanks very much. We appreciate anyone who's given us a review. As I said, today the theme of the game is 007 spy style. Mike, would you like to tell me what character you're playing today?
My name's Mike. Today I'm going to be playing the character of John.
I'm Fitz, and today I'll be playing the character of John.
Wegs here. Let me check this script. John, I'll be today.
Most excellent. So, today's adventure, Everyone is John, is a competitive RPG. So, each of these three guys has secret obsessions that they're going to be trying to get that scores them points. At the end, whoever has the most points is the winner and gets a special bonus reward. They each have a couple of skills as well, which we're not really keeping secret. We just haven't talked about yet. We'll see them as they come up through the episode. But let me set the scene for you. It is the mid-90s. John, Agent John, clandestine operative of the British government, working on a secret scheme. He's trying to discover the evil Baron Nikolai von Coldheart's plan to sell a weapon system. He knows that the initial contact is going to take place at the upmarket Monte Carlo casino in Monte Carlo. It's not just a clever name. And as the scene opens, John regains consciousness in the middle of this. I'm going to ask my players now to bid for control. They each have 10 willpower tokens. They're going to make a secret bid from each other. Whoever wins gets to determine control and take control of John for the next couple of minutes. So everyone make your bid now and flip them. Mike, how many you got?
One.
I didn't offer any.
Okay, so Mike and Fitz are going to give me another bid. That one's in the pot. Add some more.
None.
One for Fitz.
Fitz, you have taken control of John. Welcome. I'll set the scene for you. You're in the lobby of this plush hotel. There's marble pillars. There's a fully staffed reception desk, and there's a concierge bellhop waiting by the lift. You can hear the clink of glasses. Off to your left is a sort of bistro area. Off to your right is a casino hall. Cigar smoke hanging in the air. You can smell expensive perfume. There's a gently bubbling fountain in front of you. And round past the reception desk, past the bank of elevators, you can see there's a nightclub dance floor there. Got to try and investigate, find the old Baron von Coldheart. You know he's here to meet his contact.
Ooh, Baron von Coldheart.
He's a nemesis of yours, I believe.
An arch nemesis?
Yeah, perhaps.
Ooh, this sounds intriguing and sounds dangerous. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I look good, adjust my suit. I'm guessing I'm wearing some sort of spy-like tuxedo.
Absolutely. It's a full tuxedo and bow tie, I would have thought.
I love a bit of clothing, so I stop at the mirror, adjust my suit, make sure my hair looks good, fix it up, make sure I look good like that, make sure my mustache, because, obviously the big spy mustache and all that kind of thing, in the mirror in the lobby, and I head straight to the nightclub.
All right. And someone's achieved one of their obsessions.
Fitz here. I've just scored a point for styling my hair or twirling my mustache.
So I'm going to switch control. And I want to point out they get points for obsessions, and you don't have to be in control of John at the time. So you can inadvertently have given a player a point by doing something that they want to score on. But Fitz, you've triggered an obsession there. So we're going to rebid for control. Everybody give me a bid. Okay, starting with Wegs.
3.
0.
1.
Okay, Wegs, you firmly have control. Talk to me. You've got the casino in front of you. There's the reception desk there with the computer terminals. The nightclub smoking lounge through the back.
I stroll past the reception desk, a chauvinistic nod to the pretty young lady behind the desk. This is in the 90s, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank God, this behaviour is still...
It's still allowed. Yeah.
It's still acceptable.
I was thinking the 60s maybe, but sure, 90s,
No,
why not?
apparently not. It was appropriate right up to the late 90s. Into the nightclub, onto the dance floor, a sea parts around me because I'm by far the best dressed person in this nightclub. Everybody else is dressed in like they're in at a rave. I've gone through where I'm supposed to be. I'm actually in a different part of the complex.
You've gone straight through into the nightclub.
It's full of
floor.
20-year-olds wearing fluoro and sunglasses and backward baseball caps. So I see parts around me. There's only one thing for me to do. Drop to the floor, start spinning. I bust out my breakdancing routine. I'm spinning on my head. I'm making all sorts of inappropriate gestures while I flail around magnificently. And I finally prop up on my side, my head propped up my arm. And I look at everybody and mouths agape. They're
And
stunned at what they've seen.
With that, the light flickers out of John's eyes as someone's met one of their obsessions.
Hey, it's Wegs. I've just scored 1 point for breakdancing.
And I'll ask you all to bid for the control again.
What?
I feel like we're all just going to be doing one crazy move after a
No
time
one's
here.
investigating this fiendish
forgot
plot
about
at all.
Oh yeah, we've got an
You're a
arms
secret
deal.
Oh yeah, there's another plot here, isn't there? Okay.
2 for Mike.
1 for Fitz.
0 for Wegs.
Okay, Mike, you have control. So I feel like it bears reminding you're a secret agent. You've got to find this guy who's going to do an arms deal of the cold heart weapon system. It could be world ending. You don't know yet.
I have my earpiece in, which goes back to the van that's waiting outside. But the comms are terrible because it's mid-90s and I try and raise them.
Oh, and the guy goes, "Stop touching your bloody ear."
And I go, what? Because the nightclub's too loud. And then I turn to the barman and I ask if he's seen Nikolai von Coldhearts because I'm there to meet him. And regardless of whatever he answers me, I go, huh?
What?
And the bartender's like, "Not in here, mate. People don't give their names in here. You're best off checking in the other room."
I look around the room and I'm looking for a VIP section that maybe these people are hanging out in with their own cordoned off fancy rope.
There's none of that. That's just this is a simple room at the back of the hotel. The only VIP area is the casino up the front, the very front lobby, or of course the plush rooms above.
Yeah, I'm too old to be in the nightclub with all these youths, so I start walking my way out of the nightclub. But on my way out, I reach across onto a tray of drinks and I grab myself a fancy cocktail that I'll take out into the lobby with me.
So you out into the lobby, and obviously there's the normal hustle and bustle of people. It's sometime in the mid-evening, and people coming and going from the reception desk, but there's no sign of anyone obvious. No one's standing out to you. So you, where do you want to go now?
I'd like to head towards the casino area.
Okay. So as you walk into the casino, you're surrounded by that classic. There's the cigar smoke hanging in the air. There's the roulette tables with the, dealers in the little maroon vests, and poker tables are going underway. And you can see the game with the stick where they're moving chips around that nobody knows how it works. Don't ask me.
Cooking fish and chips.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And you see at the roulette table, there's a man there. Oh, at the craps table, throwing the dice, there's a man there being applauded who's distinctly got an eye patch on and a big scar across his right eye.
Ask him who gave him the scar.
Oh, you can do Michael Caine. So yeah, you see him at the table, but apart from that, everyone else is all the traditional blend of pretty women and posh men.
And I approach.
And just before you get to the table, someone steps across in front of you. She's a beautiful redhead in a slinky dress. She steps into your path and she says, "Agent John, I presume?"
I look down at her hands. What sort of drink is she holding?
She's holding a martini with a twist.
I say, fancy. I actually do enjoy a martini myself. And I take it out of her hand and I hand her the cocktail that I got from the nightclub.
Which has got lipstick on the rim of it and it's
Yeah.
half drunk.
Yes.
There's a bit of rubbish in it,
Yeah.
So-
Someone dropped a cigarette butt.
Holding her martini, I now approach the gentleman with a scar. Do I recognize him?
This looks very similar to the briefing photos you've seen of none other than Baron Nikolai von Coldheart.
I take the briefing folder out of the inside of my jacket and I hold the photo up, which is paper clipped inside the manila envelope. And I look at that and look at him. And I look at that and I look at him. And I realize the patch is on the wrong eye. But I believe this photo is taken from looking at a mirror.
I love it. I love that it says on the front, it's like British intelligence, do not distribute,
Yes.
not to leave building. You just,
Destroy after viewing.
yeah, you've got to open like a newspaper just looking at it.
I like the idea of you just like reaching over and moving his patch to the other eye, going, "Oh, yeah, no, it's him," and then you put it back. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, it looks very much to you like it's going to be him.
Nikolai. Wait, I got to think of a pun for him that I'd say.
Nikolai, more like one eye.
Nikolai, I thought it was you I caught winking at me from across the room.
I love that you've set in canon now that he speaks with a terrible Sean
They
Connery
do it
voice.
as well. Oh, that's big.
They could, you never know which personality might have different voices. We don't know how the brain works. You identified him and he sort of sneers at you and he says, "Well, I don't believe we've been introduced. Mr.
John. The name's John.
John?
John.
John. A little far from your little house, I think." A little house on the prairie joke.
I think his name's John Boy.
Fuck.
I didn't know where you were going. I thought you were going to make a double toilet joke or something like that.
I've never
but
seen
yeah.
the show. Anyway, it's like, John, is it? Well, please take a seat. Why don't you put your courage where your mouth is?
And then I give him some horrible retort as we do a back and forth. And I say, "Who slapped the cobra? Because it looks like you got snake eyes."
Terrible was right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a winking snake or something. He has an eye patch.
No, I get it.
It's nice to make fun of people with disabilities, I
Oh,
suppose.
I'll get that in the edit.
Victimise this poor man. Right, so there is a spare seat at the table if you wish to sit down.
I pull up a seat and I put my martini down in front of me.
Okay. Are you sitting like right next to him, or have you
Yeah,
left it?
like we're uncomfortably touching shoulders. It's difficult for him to talk to me because I'm like pressed right up against him. But there's a bit of a crowd gathering as we're playing.
Craps.
Craps.
The girl from before is like leaning over you and she's trying to hiss in your other ear. She's like, "Agent, do you want to, is this really the best way to go about this? What about covert cover? Are we not going to infiltrate?"
Sweetheart, it looks like we're overt now. And I just down the martini in one hit.
All right.
Mike here, I've just scored 1 point for taking someone else's drink. And I smashed the glass.
Hold it to his neck and go, "Tell me everything you know."
Well, as someone has met one of their obsessions, we will bid for control again, please.
I've bid one.
I've got 0.
You shake your head, your vision unblurs, and you find yourself sat uncomfortably close, touchingly close to none other than Baron von Coldheart.
And a broken
Your
glass
target
in your hand.
with the stem of a martini glass in your hand.
Why am I supposed to this crusty old man when I have a stunning redhead leaning over me asking me to be elsewhere?
And she's like, with her crisp American accent, she's like, "Agent John, I really think we should have briefed before you went over and spoke to him. Can we reconvene?"
Let's do it. Let's do it, sweetheart. Name your time and place.
She leads you by the arm over to sort of quiet area near the cashier's cage. She hisses to you. She says, "Look, I don't know. You're supposed to meet with the code word. It's me, Agent Klingback. Charlie Klingback."
I'm not going. There's no safe fun for me to make it, darling. So I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
She says, "Listen, you know the goal. We have to find out who his buyer is. We have to infiltrate his operation. But now you've blown our cover. He knows who we are. How are you gonna get inside? How are we gonna get invited to the next stage?"
Well, I'm a pretty mean breakdancer. I could probably work that in somehow. How about we gamble for it? We are at a casino. Let's go back to the table.
She's like, "Okay, well, I hope you know what you're doing. The agency's put a lot of money into this."
Oh, that was their mistake.
All right. So you make your way back to the craps table and tell me what you can do there.
Nikolai, you fiend. I'm going in hard.
With the accent?
No, there's nothing good about that. I'm going to convince him that
You're a double agent.
I'm a double agent. All the cards are right on the table. We're going to play poker for the answer, or craps. Are we at the
I
craps
did
table?
play poker. He busts out a deck across the craps table.
Right. What
this is a
we're moving
craps table.
tables.
We'll
Push all
use
the dice to the side.
We'll use my deck. Remember, the Uno reverse card is the 2 of clubs.
Work with me here. Like, Nikolai, you fiend. Let's make this interesting. My accent's fading rapidly as the night goes. It's the effect of the martini
Okay.
that I didn't know I chugged.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Winner takes all. You lose, you tell me, what are you doing here? What is your secret nefarious plot?
It's like, well, Agent John, it seems that you've discovered your masculinity. We can fight for it on the craps table.
Fight for my masculinity on the craps table?
It's going to castrate you. It's like Casino Royale. So, you need to do a skill check for me because it's a risky action. You're going to roll 1d6. You're aiming for a 6 because you have no skill, but you can spend willpower. 1 willpower reduces the value of the check by 1.
Do I spend it before I roll?
Before you roll, I'm afraid.
You know what? I feel lucky. I'm just going to roll.
Go for it.
I've rolled a 1.
The biggest fail you could have.
I could not have rolled worse.
Catastrophically failed. So you've rolled instant snake eyes on the craps table appropriately, and you see all of your chips. The whole bundle of
God, the
ones
agency's chips.
Agent Klingback just all get shoved over to it, and you feel the blood drain from your face instantly. Okay, so because John's had a faint spell, let's rebid and see who gets control.
3. 2 for Fitz.
And 0 for Wegs.
Okay, Mike, you have control again.
It's a terrible mistake. I don't think I want control.
You've just lost all of your chips. It seems like your casino infiltration plan's scuppered.
Well, Nikolai, I've got a Shane, which is when the chips are down, and then I reach over the table and I grab him in a headlock.
Okay, so you see quickly one of his like gorilla-sized men behind him does the old reach into the coat, clearly to try and pull a gun.
Yep. I let go of Nikolai and I go straight for his goon. And my goal is to grab him purely by the wrist. And even though he's 180 pounds, I completely flip him and he'll land on his back.
Well, you have a skill that's going to help you in that area, I believe.
I certainly do.
Tell me that.
Skill is the Steven Seagal Aikido nonsense.
The one where he uses his pinky finger and
Yes.
touches a bloke under the chin and he does a triple backflip.
And they like squat into a backflip into whatever.
The one where he's 87 kilos overweight and he's set up where people just run at him and then flip themselves over. Yeah, I love
That's the one.
That is Sensei Seagal.
Sorry.
So you're going to need a 3+ to succeed on this check.
Easy.
You don't...
I've succeeded.
Yes. So the goon comes at you, and instantly you do the 2-finger wrist, twitch, and he instantly does a big giant somersault into the middle of the craps table. Chips fly everywhere. His gun flies out of his holster and skitters away under one of the one-arm bandit poker machines, and the scene is in disarray. And the best thing about this is all the chips are scattered everywhere, so no one knows who's won and who's lost
Yay.
anymore. It's an absolute mess. And the Baron is standing up and backing away from you with the look of fear in his eyes.
There's a moment where I could go for the Baron, but for some reason I've just seen red, and I turn and there's a woman in a cocktail dress next to me, and I quickly grab her by the wrist and I swing her wrist, trying to do the exact same move onto another craps table.
65-year-old woman just gets flung into this next because now it's like a torrent of chips.
We didn't even have a stunt double for her, so she's done her own, I'm afraid.
She's an extra.
She didn't know it was
see it
coming.
I didn't know it was coming. She's getting paid $50 a day.
So there's chips everywhere now, and there's all of a sudden now people are on their hands and knees gathering up, scooping them up into their dinner jackets and their
I love
and their
that you didn't make
dresses.
me roll for that one.
No.
I was like, with 66% chance, I wonder how many people I can flip.
No, I think you can have the elderly woman.
Excellent. Now I'm taking off after the Baron.
Okay, so the Baron's quickly backed out, and you get to the lobby just in time to see the lift doors shut and him disappear, and you can see the old arrow above the lift there, which they always have in films, pointing to what floor he's going to. And you see the lift stop at like 11, and then 16, and then 19, and then 24. It's a very big casino.
Amazing. I can't enter the same lift because I have to wait for it to come back down. Oh, he's good. He thought of everything.
Is it not one lift next to another
It's just
one?
the one lift.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
It's for narrative convenience. The other one's out of order, and there's a guy with a socket set. He's just doing the same action again and again. It's not actually touching anything. It's just to justify it being closed.
I look. Is there 2 sets of lifts?
Yep.
Yes. So I look at the other one and I notice that it's on floor 13 or something. That light is illuminated. But I take out my wristwatch on my wrist and I press a button on it. And you see the 13 change to our floor number. It is the most specific gadget. It can just transform time and space as we know it, purely for the purpose of moving this model lift.
And I love that it only works for transporting them from the 13th floor. It's like, if you're at 14, you would have been out of luck. 12, nah.
I like the idea that it only works on Otis model 197B lifts and nothing else.
Well, funny enough, that reminds you of back at base when you spoke to your gadget man, the quartermaster. And obviously he... you and him don't get along very well.
Never have.
No. But what kind of gadgets did he give you?
The lift,
Apart from the-
instead of a wristwatch,
the
you gave
lift
him
side
a
of that.
lift watch.
It's not
Come
good.
on.
It's not good.
All right.
I pat myself down to remember the different gadgets and items that I have.
What about the lighter? What's that? What does that do?
The lighter, this is very unique. It doesn't even have lighter fluid in it. It is...
It's just a non-functional lighter. It's very unique because it doesn't start any fires.
It is a bird caller for rare Amazonian exotic birds.
It's very useful.
You play the lighter.
Does it do a peacock? Okay. And what else? I know that the belt, your belt transformed into something.
This is the worst. It's not actually a belt. It is a deadly 2-step viper. Because if it bites you, you take 2 steps and you're dead. And that's what's around my waist. But it's just a flat snake.
They've made it bite its own tail to,
Yes,
to fasten. All right, excellent.
worst
I
part is...
can't believe you keep asking me.
I know, I was
I'm
about to
someone
say,
else.
I just had a thought, like, the worst thing is you've lost some weight and now you need the viper to bite itself again. To get
Yes.
2 extra holes.
All right. So, and you remember the quartermaster when he was signing it out to you, he was like, "No, well, I don't believe you'll be needing all these gadgets, and won't you please, John, this time make sure that you use them judiciously and return them to the service?" And he says to his clerk, he says, "Now you're signing them out to him. Take that man's name."
Yes. If you did say I was going to make a joke just about him making me sign them out.
Yeah.
You still have a vehicle logbook in your name.
Notice, you haven't accounted for the extra 75 miles you did before you got petrol last time. Expect your logbook in due course. All right, so the lift finally arrives, and what's your plan for locating which floor he's on?
I take one last look to see which light is illuminated for the floor that he may be heading to.
24,
Can I see how many numbers there are?
25.
Amazing! As my lift doors open, I reach in and I fiddle with a part of the elevator control panel. All it does is make the elevator drop another 2 feet or so. I climb in and on top of the elevator,
That
and
classic.
using a gadget I didn't tell you about,
Oh,
which is my inner belt, which is razor sharp, I cut one of the elevator wires and I hang on to the other one.
Oh,
So
jeez.
the elevator, there was like 5 people in this elevator. So it is
and
now
there's
plummeting
6 basement
down,
levels.
and I'm firing up the elevator shaft.
It sounds risky. Sounds
I
like
wouldn't
you
have
might
thought
need
so.
Sounds like you might need to roll me a check.
Absolutely.
Any skills that are going to help you?
Elevator control hacking rope skill. I have no skills that will help
I was
in
about to
this.
say,
Give me a
wow.
roll, please. Looking for a 6.
I rolled a 1.
It's gone poorly. Right. Well,
You cut the cable that you're actually holding.
I think what's happened is you've absolutely zoomed up and you've gone past the 24th floor and straight up to the roof on the 25th floor. And luckily you've gone at such an angle that it sort of bounced you off it and punched you through the doors onto the 25th lobby. So you've awoken there, or you're unconscious there at the moment, flat on your back, with a slightly rumpled dinner jacket. And because you failed a check and John's been injured, let's roll for control.
0 from Mike.
0 from Fitz.
And 1 with Wegs.
Do you need that special guest for your next party? Try Celebrities Are Us. We have stars such as Werner Herzog,
From acclaimed directors of films about the human condition.
Sean Connery.
The action heroes and stars of silver screen.
We have guests of all type to attend your event, like Al Pacino,
I'll go to the party. I'll have a goddamn ball.
Matthew McConaughey,
All right. See, this place is like someone's memory of a party, and the memory is fading.
and even acclaimed star of Jaws 4, Michael Caine.
You see, the thing about parties is
I can't do Michael Caine. I hate you.
That's evident.
That's we are finding out.
I love being paid to attend. Not many people know that.
Call us to book your ultimate celebrity today. Okay, so
Success with one.
Wegs, you come back to consciousness and you stand up and you sort of dust yourself off and you find yourself standing in this small lift lobby with a penthouse to your left and a penthouse to your right and just one very damaged set of lift doors and one perfectly intact set of lift doors. There's fire exit stairs too. What would you like to do?
I checked my radio comms. I've still got the little wire in my ear. Mm-hmm. Are you there, man in a van? Come in, man in a van.
She's like, John, this is Agent Klingback. What the hell? Where have you gone? We've all been looking for you. Do you know whether the lift is broken?
Some bastard broke it. Cut the wire. It wasn't me, I swear.
My God, the CAD. Are the people okay?
Let's stay on focus. Let's stay on task. What have you got for me? What do we know about who's in these penthouses?
She says, well, we don't have any information. We know that we think Baron Coldheart might be on floor 24.
I'm rapidly reconsidering. I was running up to one of the penthouses about to boot in the door. Thought, oh, no, all right. Back to the fire escape, down a level.
Okay. And you're out on floor 24, and she's like, well, there's penthouse A and penthouse B. And he's in penthouse B.
I was going to say, he's in one of them.
You hear that click, 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 because she's clearly liaised with your man in the van now.
Over to penthouse B. Knock, knock. Housekeeping.
And
Housekeeping.
you hear the clod of sort of heavy footsteps over to the door, and you see the peephole go dark. And this voice goes, well, who's housekeeping? It looks like you're not the housekeeping. It looks like you have deceived me again, John.
I'm not here to clean your house, love. I'm here to clean your clock. I kick the door as hard as I can. It slams into his head.
All right. Sounds risky to me. Do you have any skills? Now, there's one of your skills that I'm willing to entertain here. If you would like to negotiate with me for it.
Sure thing. It's the I'm allowed to name it.
Sure.
Slam poetry. Mm-hmm. Excellent. I think.
Wow.
So,
I went
explain to me how that skill affects your ability to slam a man in the face with a door.
Well, it's slam poetry, obviously. So,
Yep.
The line about "I'm not here to clean your house, I'm here to clean your clock"
Yep.
has genuinely stunned him. He doesn't know what to say. He's never heard such a witty, charming use of the English language. He's gone, I'm considering defecting over to his side.
Oof.
And that's how good the poetry was. Unfortunately, I've now kicked him in the head with the door.
You better roll me a check and see if your poetry was indeed as successful as you think. Bearing in mind, you can spend willpower to make the check easier if you like. With a skill, you're looking for 3+.
3+. I'm going to spend 1 willpower, so I need a 2+.
2+.
Hope you roll a 1. He rolled a 1.
Lord have mercy, I rolled a 1.
So you raise your foot and kick the door, and immediately it bounces off the bulk of Baron Coldheart behind, and you fall backwards onto the marble forecourt there, and flat on your back, sprawl as darkness overtakes you. We'll bid for control, please.
You don't want it, trust me.
3, 2, 1. 0 from me.
I've got 1.
And I've gone 0.
So, Fitz, you regain consciousness, and the door to the suite that you're in front of is wide open.
Right.
And there's a single playing card, the Joker, on your chest.
Okay.
And looking inside the suite, you can see it's empty. It's been abandoned.
Right. I can see that it's abandoned. He's gone, obviously.
Looks like it. Yeah, you search the suite and there's no trace of him.
There's no trace. There's nothing there. I get quickly back on to... I can't remember her name.
Agent Klingback?
I was going to say Redhead von Kinky Legs, but that's not right. Things play differently in my mind. I get on to Agent Switchback. And Klingback. And I go, any idea where the Baron's gone?
She's like, John, you've been off comms for 15 minutes.
3.5 days.
Where have you been?
Charge that room to the agency.
This is crazy. What? He's the Baron. We saw the Baron leaving 10 minutes ago. He jumped in his mobile command center and took off.
Took off which way?
Oh, away.
Which way?
East.
East. All right. I quickly run to the window and look out to see if I can see this car disappearing in the distance.
No, unfortunately, in the cramped Monte Carlo streets, you can't see anything.
Not much overtaking going on there.
No.
Wow, I'm a bit of a loss here. I check the surrounding. I quickly run back out, down the stairs, out into the outside of the casino.
Okay. So
All right.
just as you get to the front, this white sports car pulls up.
Right.
And you know instantly that this is your spy car, which is
oh no. You've asked the wrong
Honda
guy.
Civic.
That's in 180B.
excellent. And Agent Klingback's behind the wheel. And she's like, John, get in. Shall I drive or are you going to?
She can drive. I'll jump in.
All right. So you jump in.
I'll jump in.
And as soon as you get in, you obviously remember this is your decked out spy car.
This is my decked out spy car. This has got all the bells and whistles, all the gadgets.
whole
in there.
panel of buttons in the middle.
Yep.
What do you know what any of them do?
I quickly press the one that brings up the radar to show me where Baron von Nikolai von Coldheart is.
Is that one labelled?
I know it.
How sure are you?
I'm very sure that this is
Okay.
my car. I refurbed this Dado with my old man. All right, I know.
You have to bring your own spy car there. Budget cut.
The agency won't sign one out to me until I return the logbook from the last one. So I'm in my own Dado. I'm with I can't remember her name. Razorback.
Klingback.
Okay, so I'm with Klingback. We're in the car. The radar's popped up, and I say, "Gun it! Follow him."
Okay, and she moves out into the Monte Carlo traffic, which is moving at 15 miles per hour. And,
Oh, no.
And continues. And you take off east, and after a little while, the roads open up into mountainous alpine roads. And you can see on the radar that the returns are getting closer and closer and closer.
Excellent.
What are your instructions now?
Get up right behind him. We're going to get into that car. I'm going to get this bloke once and for all.
It's like, okay, yes, you know we have to find out who his buyer is, right? Like,
Exactly. We're going to.
We have to follow him.
We have to follow him. We're going
we have a
to.
mission. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you start catching up, and as you're getting closer and closer, you can see that in front is this big van, this big black van. You can see that little hatches open just beneath the number plate, and out come two little gun barrel looking things and spray an oil slick in front of the path of your car.
Oh, no.
So how does she go? How's Agent Klingback go with that?
Well,
Not well.
Not well.
No, if only is there a gadget that could help you?
There is a gadget that could help us. It's a sanding machine. No. It's for oil spills. No, it close up. Actually, I have a gadget that can help me.
Excellent.
So, as I was patting down earlier for my gadgets, one I did forget was my ski shoes.
Yep.
Shoes, when I hit a button, click my heels,
Yep.
a little bit of material comes out the front and out the back.
Yep.
And I quickly run to the front of the bonnet, jump off, and now I'm skiing down this oil slick after this car.
So you mean skis? Because they're very different to ski shoes.
And do skis go faster than cars?
They do on oil.
And when the oil patch ends,
Have you seen this
hang on.
movie?
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Sounds risky to me.
It does.
Roll
All
the
right,
dice.
hang on. I'm being pushed along because I've got to get to this car
Yep. Okay.
by
Silverback.
sweaty back.
Sounds risky to me.
Yeah.
Better roll me a dice for a check. Have you got any skills that can
I
help you?
do.
What skill's that?
I have skiing as a skill.
Absolute garbage. Now it makes sense.
Roll me a check and we'll see.
One die or two?
Oh, no, just one. Are we looking for a 3+?
I've got a 6.
All right. So completely unbelievably,
Yes,
This is the best spy movie ever.
sitting on the front of the bonnet, you do get enough of she gives you enough of a push and closes up enough that you end up getting within grasping distance of the rear of the villain's van. What do you do now? You're
grab
holding
on-
onto the back railing.
I'm holding onto the back railing of the van. I do that, and now I'm being pulled along, obviously, on my skis, and I pull myself, open the doors, and get into the van.
Door's locked.
I pull myself up onto the roof of the van,
Oof. Okay.
quickly click my heels so my skis go away, and make my way to the top part of the cabin,
Okay.
to where I'm guessing Baron von Coldheart is driving the vehicle.
Oh, do you? Well, have I got bad news for you?
Oh no!
As you climb onto the top of the van and you stand up to strike a heroic pose in the moonlight,
I wasn't
there.
standing. I was going to just hold on, like wingman style.
Well, as you do that, you turn your head and you look over and you can hear the rapidly increasing whine of an engine, and you see 3 snowmobiles jumping across the snowfields beside the road with men with assault rifles on. They're all completely covered, and they're all in very colourful ski suits. Completely covered, black balaclavas. One's in bright
love
yellow,
it.
one's in bright red, one's got like purple arm and a green arm. Very 90s. And they start firing with their off-brand Uzi submachine guns at you. Pew, 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 and rounds are pinging off the top of the van all around you. You can do now. They're all off to your right.
How close are they?
They're shooting close.
Oh God! I quickly touch the ear. Crack them back. Quickly go and take care of those ski mobiles, and I try and swing myself into the cabin of the van.
She's like, hang on, I'm ops support, not pest control. And she says, which button should I press to, is there a tool in the car that can help me?
Quick, press the green button.
Okay. She presses the green button.
The light green button, not the dark green button.
Sorry. Bit late for that one. So roll me a dice. Let's.
5.
So immediately the rocket pods of the car fire, and the back of the car lifts, the back of the van that you're in, as the rocket's impact gets lifted up in the air and skids along on the nose for a bit before it lands back on its wheels, shaking you loose till you're now hanging from one arm off the side of the van, getting battered near this low stone wall. You can feel your demise looming. This is a terrifying situation. So terrifying that you black out briefly, and control changes on John as someone's met one of their obsessions.
Oh! Mike again. I've just scored 2 points for firing rocket pods on my spy car.
It's dark. It's quiet. A bolt of lightning flashes across the sky. Thor's fury brings terror to your very soul. You tiptoe down the hall, terrified of the sound of your own footfall, too scared even to breathe. A spectre of death looms, or is it just a shadow? You'll never know for sure. Was that jet black hair with just a touch of ivory? Your mind turns back to that night, so many years ago. The guilt has never left you, and it never will. Never let up, not for 1 second of peace. You only took your eyes off the road for 1 second. You didn't mean to kill. Someone peeks around the corner. Eyes that shouldn't exist, couldn't exist. Impossible eyes, but they're here. It is here. You scream into the void screams back. It rushes you, it raises the knife. It's the Slashing Badger. Rated PG-13. Slashing Badger. So I'll get you to bid for control, please.
2 from me.
None from Fitz.
And 1 from Wegs.
All right. So Mike, you have control of John. You regain awareness to this burning pain in your left arm as you're being swung from the rail on the top of the van, just
Not my
barely
bowling
clinging
arm.
on. And every now and then your legs brush against the low stone wall that separates you from the big crevasse. And looking inside the van, you can see that there is a goon driving, and Baron von Coldheart in the passenger seat sneering at you. What do you do?
Even though their windows are up and they can't hear me, I try another Hollywood line and I look at the driver of the van and I say, "You shouldn't pick up hitchhikers because you never know who it could be." And I punch straight through the window with the intent of like grabbing his wrist and launching him back in.
But all he hears is...
Okay, roll me.
I do like the idea that it took you 2 goes, so you hear bang.
With that, Ow! Did you repeat the line before you punched every time?
And like when you watch it back, you can hear the faint earpiece of Agent Hatchback going, "Use the glass cutter on your watch."
Haven't you got a car remote control laser override device? All right, so I'm going to let your rubbish Aikido assistant or whatever it's called, whoever's a genuine practitioner of martial arts, we apologise.
But this is the
We're talking
Steven
about the Steven
Seagal
Seagal
version of
nonsense.
your martial arts.
Whatever it's called, the mockery he's making
If
of
you
it.
do it, you're already embarrassed by him.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not going to add to it. I'm just going to roll.
Okay, 3+.
A 2. No.
Oh.
Hey,
So-
can I spend one of my points?
Don't work like that. So, you cradling a sore wrist now, still dangling on the side of the car, but you've managed to latch one of your feet very ungracefully onto like the windscreen wiper housing, so you're kind of half on the bonnet, so you've got a bit of respite from your arm, but you're gonna have to all bid for control again.
3, 2, 1. 0 from me.
0 from me.
And 1 from Wegs.
All right. So Wegs, so you're now very ungracefully half sprawled across the bonnet / window of this, and you can see Baron von Coldheart is monologuing at you from the passenger seat. He's just yelling, and you can only faintly hear. This is the last time. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna?
All right. This is where my training, my upbringing, my experience, who I am as a secret agent and as a delusional lunatic is going to finally come into play. I presume I still have my snake belt on.
And the rounds are still pinging at you from the men on snowmobiles that are keeping pace alongside.
The world around me goes dark, fades to darkness. I look down and I gaze into the eyes of the snake, aka my belt. And I say, "It's now or never, Slippery." That's the best name I could come up with for my snake belt. Slippery, it's you and me. Get in there. Get around the neck of that maniacal fiend. Tell him to stop this car. The snake looks at me, nods once.
I was hoping the snake would just slither away.
Uncomprehending, yeah.
And
So how are you? I'm not a snake or a motor vehicle expert. How's the snake getting inside the car?
it'll find a way. It's a snake. It's small. It can fit in between the parts of the...
Push it in through the air vents.
If it's coming out the vent, that's terrifying.
Yes, that's precisely what's happening.
I love that you're forcing the snake's head into that little grill beneath the
Yes.
windscreen, and on the other end, he's frantically trying to roll that little knob to shut the vent as the snake's chewing.
But he doesn't even know it's a snake coming through. He just hears it. And he's like, oh, there's something wrong with the vent.
All right,
I'll turn up the fan, suck it through.
Sure. Okay. So as this is all happening, you hear in your ear, Agent Klingback is like, "What's going on? Have you got control of the van yet? We think that's his mobile command center."
Agent Futureback. I've been holding on to that one for a while. Agent Futureback. It's time to tell you, I'm not getting inside this van. My sidekick is Slippy. I've telepathically convinced him to get into the van and do something. I don't know what to get around the throat of this fiend who's steering the car and pull it over.
All right. You can roll me a dice.
Yep. I've rolled a 1 again.
Okay. So control's going to change hands, but it's also changing hands because someone's obsession has been met.
If he was to feed a snake through an air vent of a car or a van, that is insane.
I like the idea that he gave that long speech and direction of something called Slippy to his crotch while he's saying that, going, "Slippy, this is you and me now."
And we travelled about 14 miles.
Yeah, we've made it to
The Baron's
Italy.
monologuing, and he's just there talking to his...
And there's still snowmobile guys
Groin.
firing at their own boss's car that you're clambering on.
Or two dudes are monologuing.
Yeah, but conveniently they'll never hit anyone until it
Yeah.
becomes relevant. They're like Call of Duty villains. All right, so everyone bid for control for me.
Hey, Wegs here. I've just scored 2 points for telepathically controlling an animal.
3, 2, 1. 1 from me.
None from me.
And 0 from me.
Okay.
no.
Sounds
Gets
like you
it.
discovered the new economy. All right, so you come to on the roadside with clearly
No snake belt.
no snake belt. Your trousers are now loose and ill-fitting. And just as you sort of open your eyes, your spy, Datsun, pulls up alongside you with Agent Klingback driving. And she opens her, she's like, What the hell has happened to you? What? You climbed around on the van for a bit and then did you just jump off? What?
No time to explain, quarterback. Get in the back seat. I'm driving shtick.
It's like, where is your belt? Why are your trousers so
They're like
loose?
down around my ankles now, but I haven't even looked at them. I've just got the spotty white and red.
that red.
I like the idea
boxer
you
shorts,
push
yeah.
like this really complicated combination of buttons in the middle, and then just like a pair of suspenders pop up for you. Yeah, done.
All right, so you're in the car, start driving away. The radar shows you that the Baron's vehicle is distantly in front of you now. Snowmobile people still shooting at you. You got something defensive you're going to use?
I do. Before heading into the casino, this is actually my infiltration point. And I'd set up a number of tripwires in the area, which is the natural nemesis and Achilles' heel to the snowmobile. Is to set up wires between trees.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So during infiltration, I planted all of these. I do this on every mission, and often I spend hours and waste so much fishing line. It's never once paid off.
And do you? Is this one of your skills?
Oh, let me have a look. Skills, setting traps.
All right.
Here we go.
I'll allow it.
It was that, or they were going to cop like a little rabbit noose.
You put a small piece of cheese in a box and they get trapped in there.
Oh, jeez.
It's a free cheese. Wonderful. All right. So just as you start taking off, the rounds are pinging off your car, and all of a sudden you see first one, then the other of the snowmobile drivers get the and get yoinked off the back of the snowmobile. And because to retain a PG rating, just as you're driving off, the camera pans around, you see them sort of shake their fist at you as you're
Yes,
departing.
nice.
But, so it's clear that no one's been seriously injured.
One of them crashed into a pile of manure.
Spits it out as he gets off, pulls up his ski mask and spits out the manure. Because I hate manure.
Ski mask is appropriate too. I thought you were just saying they're bad guys, so they're wearing ski masks.
Future back.
You make your way down the road. In front of you, there's the highway winds and twists. It's a bit like the start of The Italian Job, if you've seen that. If you haven't watched it, Michael Caine, how does he talk, Mike?
I'm surprised at the level of snow outside the Monte Carlo casino, by the way.
We nearly had a Michael Caine impression and you interrupted
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
This is weeks that you've been paying me out for my Michael Caine impression.
And we nearly had it.
I
Sorry.
didn't want to do it. You
I
forced
didn't-
me.
We got interrupted for
Sorry.
a commentary about the snowfall
There's
in
so many
Monaco.
impressions I can do.
I just want to say, anyone who's got information on the average snowfall in the sort of Monte Carlo area or the terrain around there, feel free, leave us a 5-star review so we read it on your podcast service of choice and prove us wrong. You continue your way along the road, and after some distance, you find that the command truck, the villain command truck, has been dumped, and Baron von Coldheart and his henchmen are nowhere to be found.
Do you get the feeling we're always one step behind?
I don't get the feeling you're the best secret agents
No.
I've ever
I
dealt
get
with.
the feeling we should start passing some of our checks.
Absolutely. And just in the distance through the valley, amplified, you can hear the distinctive beat of the rotor blades of a helicopter departing. And Agent Klingback turns to you and she's like, God damn it, John. We lost him again. Thank goodness we know where he's going next. Conveniently for
I was about to say.
advancement of the plot.
I'm feeling like, you already knew this? Why the hell did we do all that?
I was hanging onto the side of a van being shot at with machine guns.
If only I had ski shoes.
And I like the idea that one of them won't fully retract, so now you're having to like, turn one leg sideways as you walk everywhere.
Although, I have to walk up sideways.
Yeah,
on that.
it's slowly sidestepping up the hill.
You just give me
One
much
is a rollerblade now because I clicked my heels the wrong way.
All right, so you get back in the car and it takes you a medium distance, depending on your knowledge of geography, to famous alpine ski resort up in the foothills north of Italy. Where conveniently I all speak with German accents because it's the only one I can do. Don't want to offend any Italian people listening because it's terrible. You go to the check-in desk of the hotel and you walk up and talk to me about you and Agent Klingback arm in arm.
I walk in and I approach the desk and I say,
My name is John, and this is Agent Quarterback. And you'd want to put a record on, because this old man's ready to dance.
I grab him by the wrist and I flip him.
So you drag him over the counter and he flips.
I've
upside down and back to front.
identified as an agent and then I've assaulted him.
She's like, John, I thought we were just going to book a couple of rooms and wait for the secret meeting in the morning so we could surveil. What are you doing?
There's no time. Cling wrap.
She's like, there's plenty of time, John. I think we need to call it a day. You're exhausted. You're injured. You've fallen out of an elevator. You were shot out on the side of a van.
Perhaps this once I'll take your advice.
And I dust him off, even though he's like unconscious. I prop him back up in the chair. And I put a $1 note in his top pocket and pat it.
And you lean over and you sign the guest register.
Yeah.
Yes. And I grab the keys that are already for the next guest, Mr. Johansson. And I just grab those keys and I go,
Room 42, thanks.
All right, so you make...
I like the idea that his co-worker comes out and he's groggily waking up and he goes, "What happened, Steve?" And he goes, "I got a keto flipped over the bar again." And you're like,
He goes, don't tell me Sensei Seagal was here again.
I told you if it happened to you twice, you're fired.
it's like it's his fault.
Sensei Seagal flipped you. Russell Crowe threw a phone at you. Like, Steve, you just invite Danger wherever you go. We can't have you at the hotel. All right, so you go up to your rooms, and obviously there's two. It's the classic early Bond film. You know, there's the adjoining rooms where you and the CIA agent. And as soon as she goes into the room, not known to you, she sort of shuts the door and leans back against it, kicking her high heels. And goes, "Ah!" And you're in your room undoing your bow tie.
But she hears from her room. And it's me pushing my bed the entire way across and then through her open door and pushing my bed, my double, all the way over to her double.
And I go, I can't believe they only gave us the one bed.
I love that you've had to turn it on end to get it through the adjoining door. And then you've had to slide back
I'm
past
losing
it
pillows.
to move the angle.
You've actually gone back down the hallway, come back around to push it.
Steve, you've roped Steve into helping. He's just like shaking. Don't hit me again, I'll help you.
It's like a 3-minute bit.
Remember the tip I gave you, Steve? Help me move the damn bed. Do make yourself useful, man.
You got a lot of nerve, Steve, only giving us one bed.
When he's done, he puts in his hand for a tip and just a keto flip him again.
Just down the hallway. Is that 3 times right?
Steve,
God damn it, Steve.
Get out of here, Steve. Take the day. So you push the bed up, and Agent Klingback just sort of shakes her head and looks at you. And she says, "Look, I'll go slip into something more comfortable." And she makes her way into the bathroom, and you've obviously brought luggage with you because you know this always happens. And goes in the slinky dress, and when she comes out, she's wearing like a absolute neck height, like
wetsuit,
like a nightgown that goes completely up to her neck and completely down to her ankle. And she's like, "Well, so you can take this bed and I'll take that bed." And you're with your chest hair out, lying there with your arm on your elbow, and she's just absolutely not the slightest bit interested. It's utterly exasperated by you. You've ruined her day. And probably her reputation as an agent.
Oh, fair enough.
You have to go to sleep. And when you go to sleep in this game, control changes hands. But you get some willpower back. So that's nice. As it fades to black, so does this episode of the podcast.
Hey.
You've absolutely embarrassed yourselves as secret agents. I'm ashamed of all of you.
Warming up.
You've made no forward progress whatsoever.
I think we went backwards, to be
You
fair.
definitely did. The number of people who've been a keto flipped is impressive, but apart from that, there is no metric by which this is a success.
Do you think Nikolai's onto us?
I think when you introduced yourself to him in the first 10 seconds of the game might have been an issue. But look, thank you everyone for listening. This devolved into a farce far more rapidly than we anticipated. So thank you very much. We hope you've had fun. I'm sure you can hear from our voices that we've been hysterical here. We always ask if you can please leave us, if you've enjoyed the episode, leave us a review. In-universe reviews are our favourite, and we'll read our favourites into the future a few episodes from now. We have Patreon, which is set up, which is great. Please check that out. You get behind the scenes kind of looks. We also, most importantly, have a Discord where we talk about the future, help shape the future of the podcast and what RPGs we might play. So coming up next, we're going to have part 2 of Everyone is John. I suspect it will be as well organised and covert as this one. So thanks very much for listening. We'll catch you next time. I've been Gordon.
I've been Mike, playing as John.
I've been Fitz, also as John.
I've been Wegs, playing as John Fitzback, Hollaback, Gimme Back, my name John.
Absolutely. Thanks very much. We'll catch you next time.